Hello and welcome to Culture Central Sports. I'm your host, Mariah Elizondo, joined by Kiera Baker. This is the second edition of Culture Central Penn State Sports Update, and today we'll be focusing on football and recapping the season that they had. So tell me, what are your thoughts on the overall season? Were you surprised by anything at all?
Well, my thoughts on the overall season, we went 10-2. I honestly think that's pretty good. In conference play, we went 7-2. In home, we went 6-1. Now, something that did surprise me this year was the loss to Ohio State. I feel like we were prepared for that game. Coach Franklin and the team were ready, especially every year we have a bye week and then we play Ohio State. This year we didn't. After the bye, we ended up playing UMass, which was a blowout. So I felt like the team had an extra week to prepare, be ready, and be on their A game to come into that game and blow out of the water. Knowing how Ohio State is, Penn State has lost to them for 7 years straight. So I thought that they would have that kind of chip on their shoulder where they would just come in and want to win after 7 years, which is a long time.
See, I didn't even know that they've been losing for 7 years, but honestly, I'd have to agree with you with there too. Ohio State should have been a win. Michigan also should have been a win. I mean, we had the home field advantage. How do you lose that? I mean, I think it was the second highest record to ever be in Beaver Stadium as well, over 110,000 fans. And Penn State just could not get the win. I mean, they start so late in the game. They have to wait until we're in the locker room. They're getting their advice from James Franklin, and that's when they want to show off. But still, nothing was there. But now tell me, do you have any ideas for where Penn State will have their bowl game? For me, I think it's going to be in the Peach Bowl. I mean, it's in Atlanta. I'm from Florida. Not a far drive. But it is against Tulane. I think Tulane would be a pretty good matchup. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I would have to agree with you in that aspect. I do think that also the game will be in the Peach Bowl. Now, last year they did play in the Rose Bowl against Utah, but this year, with the different circumstances, I do think that it will be in Georgia and they will be facing off against Tulane.
Yeah, I mean, every website's saying it. Now, I know it's only been one game, and after the firing of Mike Yursich, do you think that's going to make Penn State better or worse in the bowl game?
I honestly think the firing against Mike Yursich, they'll still be the same. I honestly think it's on the players. We have Drew Aller. We also have Nick Singleton, which is a great running back for this team, with the other additions in the wide receivers, and then with the new transfers and also the recruits that will be coming in next year. It will have to be on the players. I do think that with the gameplay and what these players can display, with a new offensive coordinator, I feel like it'll throw them off track a little bit because Mike has been with this team for 2 years, so he's kind of been accustomed to Penn State and how the players work. So I honestly think that it wasn't a smart decision for Coach Franklin to fire him, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I understand that he's been with us for 2 years. Penn State is going to have to get used to a whole new coach. They have to learn how to trust him and everything. But I think it was time for him to go. I don't know if any fans or anyone saw this, but Katron Allen was on the field arguing with Mike the entire time. Like, you can see Drew Aller, I don't even know who he was throwing to in Michigan. That was ridiculous.
No, I do agree.
Yeah, it was like he had an imaginary friend, if I'm being honest. And I think that's what we're going to keep seeing if we kept him on the team.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of our Penn State Sports Update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.